strategically for global opportunities. Before I start, permit me to say that, you know, we live in a world whereby today where it's like everything is just kind of messed up around us. There is so much fear into the atmosphere. People are dying. Some of us around this table have loved ones that are no more today. And, you know, so many things have happened over the couple of, you know, months. And it looks like when you look at things, it looks like, I mean, the world is a scary place to be now because you don't know what might happen next. But I do have a good news for you. And the good news is that despite the situation that we all facing around us today, it is still very much possible to live our dreams, to accomplish whatever we want to accomplish, to seize every opportunity that we want to seize with hope and with faith. Because so long as you and I are still here, that means that there is hope and we can still do something to be able to impact and be relevant in our generation. Okay, so how do you strategically position yourself for global opportunities? If you permit me, the first thing that I want to submit to you this evening is the mind, is your mind. Before you can be able to grab anything, you first have to conceive it in your mind. So, which then tells us that our mind is a powerful tool that we have. Our mind is a powerful engine that our Creator has given unto us. So if there is anything that you should guard in life jealously, if there is anything you should keep among beyond anything that is so precious to you, is your mind. If anything attacks your mind, then the things have really gotten you. So we live in a dangerous zone, as I have said, and so many things are happening around us. And if you don't take care, there is so much fear that is communicated that nothing is possible, that you can make it, that what if this, what if that, and all that. But I just want to tell you that the strongest thing that you have, the most powerful engine that you have as a person listening to me this evening is your mind. I repeat again, it is your mind, and you have to guard it at all costs. How do you guard your mind? You guard your mind by filtering whatever thought you allow to germinate in the soil of your mind. There are hundreds of millions and thoughts that run through our mind every time there is something that is coming. There is an information that you are capturing in the environment that is coming through your senses. You are grabbing something through your eyes, you are hearing something, you are smelling something, you are touching something, and all these things are communicating information to you that you have to allow the kind of information that you want to allow in the field of your mind, and reject the information that you don't want. So, and this is something that we all have to do every time, every second, every minute that thoughts come to you. Those thoughts come, in fact, to come and push you in one direction or the other, because what you believe, what you engulf, what you accept as thought, as truth, is what eventually gives your life a direction and a trajectory. And the same way, before you can be able to grab an opportunity out there, which I can tell you tonight that there's so many opportunities around us, before you can be able to seize any opportunity, you have to believe, first of all, that there is opportunities despite, you know, the tragedy and the problems that we have all around us. There is still an opportunity for you there. And there is a quote that I like so much that says that, you know, there is opportunities everywhere for everybody. Life and chances happen to everybody. Opportunities comes to everyone. So you have to believe that even though we are living in this kind of shaky environment and, you know, season, there are opportunities there for me. So this is the first thing that you need to do. You have to believe it. You have to think, shape your mind. You have to know what you accept, and you have to know what you reject. That's the first point that I'm submitting to you this morning. Your mind is your life. Your mind is your destiny. Your mind determines what comes to you, your mind determines what goes out to you. So before you attract any opportunity, you have to believe there is one out there for you. You have to believe that it's possible for you. You have to believe that you can still make it. You have to believe that even though it's not happening currently, I still believe that it's going to happen to me. First thing. The second thing that I want to submit to you is that for you to seize opportunities around you, you have to sit down. Sit down. And what do you do when sitting down? You sit down and you define your compass. You define what it is that you want for yourself. You define what trajectory you want your life to go. In the midst of everything that is happening around you, what do I want? It is a question that is so important that everybody has to find an answer to. What do you want? Because there's so many things out there, and if you don't define what you want, circumstances and situation around you would give you something that you want, would give your life a direction, whether you like it or not. So you have to sit down and know exactly what it is that you want. At the point in my life, I have to sit down and do exactly what I'm telling you. I've been an employee. I've worked, I'm very young, but I've worked for about 15 years, working at different companies, different organizations. But I knew within me that I was worth much more than what I was doing. At the point in life, at the point in time, I was tired of just allowing other people to manage my time for me. We all have 24 hours and we have the right to be able to determine what we want to do with those 24 hours. So at a point in my life, I have to sit down and say, no, look, young lady, you've got so many things that you want to achieve for yourself. And if you continue this way, you will not be able to do it. This is my own experience. I have to decide that. But I just have to be strategic about it as well, because there is a room and there is a season, there is a time for everything. There is a time to prepare, there is a time to, before you can launch out to do anything that you want to do, there is a time. So when I did that about 8 years ago, before I actually move on, I purposely said to myself that I'm giving myself this period to be able to learn all that I want to learn at the feet of somebody, serving somebody else, so that I will have I will be much equipped to be able to do what I want to do for myself. So you have to sit down and define your compass. You have to sit down and think and be absolutely clear in your mind what you want. The moment you are able to do that and know exactly what you want, then things are going to work in your favor, because I'll always say that our part is to be able to use our brain, our mind, and think and decide what we want. And then there are powerful forces around us that also work certain other aspect out. We all know about the law of attraction. It's so real. Whatever you think about, whatever you conceive, everything is going to align around you to be able to push you in the direction of what you have conceived as idea. So I want to use myself as an example to further illustrate what I'm sharing with you tonight. So when I sat down and said, no, at a point in time, I just have to move on. I can do more than what I'm doing now. I can serve better. I can better utilize the 24 hours that I have. So at a point in time, because that was my dominant thought, because that was what I wanted, it's because that was what I decided to do, and it resonated within me because I was convinced that as a person, I was called by God to be able to build companies for Him. So and because that was what I was thinking about, and that was what I conceived in my mind, situations around me began to align to push me out. So at a point, I have to start. So I left my job and then started a venture on my own. And I thank God I did it. So that is to further tell you that when you define your compass, when you know exactly what it is that you want, situations around you would aligned to be able to push you in the direction of that what you want. So that's first thing. Now, there are two categories of people listening to me. Some of us are called to be entrepreneurs. Not everybody is called to be an entrepreneur. Some other people are called to be intrapreneur. Intrapreneur is that you're working in a company, you are supporting somebody's vision, and then you are growing. You're not static, but you're growing. You're growing and you are aspiring to, to grow within the company. You can also be fulfilled doing just that. Okay, so for these two categories of people, you still have to define your compass. Second thing, everybody needs to define their compass, what you want. The third thing, which is much more relevant for people that believe that they are called to serve other people's vision and all that, they are called to support and everything, because it's not everybody that is going to be an entrepreneur. Not everybody is going to, to set up a company. Other people are going to serve in other people's companies. So you have to rethink your skill. The world in which we live today demands that we rethink our skill set. That's point number 3. You rethink your skill set, because we are in a zone whereby, whether you like it or not, if you are not an internet person, if you're not, a social media person, we are in that area now that whether you like it or not, everything happens on social media. Everything is out there. Businesses are on social media. Everything is there. Everybody is doing something on social media. Is that the market has left its normal zone, as we all know, Mokola, their physical market are still around there and everything. But the huge market where transactions and things, everything happens now is on social media. So if you're listening to me today, this is something that you have to acquire. If you don't know your way around social media, you just have to learn it. So it calls for you everybody needs to rethink their skill set. What it is that I can do, what it is that I have to learn to be able to adapt to the zone, to this season in which we are, which is everything is social media. So you have to rethink your skill set. And the people that maybe some people maybe lost their job, a lot of people lost their job as well. This is a time also to identify your transferable skills. Transferable skills is that those skills that come common to any company in which you are. It could be social skills, it could be, adaptability skills and all that. So you sit down and identify what are the skills that are required in every organization, and you properly align. The moment you are able to align, first of all, to maybe rethink and add the skills that you need to be able to maybe seize other new opportunities around you. Some people lost their job, as I said. Some people have to redefine and reinvent themselves. A lot of people were not social media marketers today, but because the business environment is now on social media, they went to learn everything about social media marketing, and they are doing just fine like that. I have a friend that started this before, just when in March last year, and today I can tell you she's making so much money for herself. So it is time to rethink your skill set, identify your transferable skills, and identify your uniqueness. There are certain things that you do best. Maybe it is time to market those things. There is definitely something that you can do better than the other person next to you. You sit down and identify all these things. And those are the ways whereby you, having done that, as I said earlier on, things in your environment are going to work to make sure to push you into in the direction that you have prepared yourself. Because sitting down and rethinking your skill set, identify your transferable skill, identify your uniqueness and all that, they kind of a preparation to be able to see, to be able to globally position yourself for opportunities. Because when we talk about global today, the world is a global market. You are sitting in Ghana, but people that are very much conversant with social media. You can be in Ghana, but you are making transaction everywhere. The evidence of that is that we are on this conference and we have people from all over. We are all connected. The world is connected. It's a global market today. All right. So that is the third thing. Now, the fourth thing that I want to submit to you as well is that it also comes from a little experience and years of, I completed my A-level kind of in 2000, and then English is a second language for me. My primary language is French. So I learned English at a point in my life. So I studied in Ghana, I learned English in Ghana, and then I worked here. And because I could speak two languages, by the time I have served first with Feligames and then I move on to CFAO. And at that point, I just wanted to go back to Benin. And when I got there, because I could speak an additional language, which is English for that matter, it helped me so much. I was able to secure a job rapidly. In fact, that was the job that I secured when I left Ghana to Benin. And then I stayed in that job for about 10 years before. That's OMA GROUP before I left. So, and because I could speak another language, it opened so much doors for me. It helped me really to climb the management ladder so quickly. So speaking an additional language is also an advantage for you. It's a way to also globally position yourself to be able to seize opportunities. We said earlier on that the world is a global market today. We all are here. Some people, maybe I have a French speaker listening to me, maybe someone from, from Spain or something, or from China. And so the world is a global market. And for you to be able to seize opportunities globally, it is important for you in rethinking your skill set. Maybe French is a language that you could consider. Maybe English is an additional language that you could consider. Maybe Mandarin Chinese is another language that you could consider. In fact, if you are hearing me and you are aspiring to be a businessman, an entrepreneur today, we all know that businesses have moved to China. China is a business leader in the market today. So if you really want to do business with China, then you have to speak Mandarin. So why not sit down and think and think, what is that language that I could add to what I have currently that will further open doors for me? And don't tell yourself that. I know some of you are thinking, oh no, now I'm too old to learn another language. And from what I've heard, maybe languages are so difficult to learn and everything. Because we're in Ghana, I've heard a lot of Ghanaians say, oh no, French is so difficult to learn. I can learn French. In fact, when I was learning French in school, my teacher was so terrible and this and that, so much pressure and all that. But let me submit to you that nothing is impossible so long as you tune your mind to it. You can learn anything that you want to learn. You can do anything that you want to do so long as you decide that this is what I want. Nothing is impossible. When you tune your mind, when you make up your mind, and you pay the price of diligence and you pay the price of commitment. And that's why a lot of people miss it out, because nothing comes easy. Whatever you want, there is always a price component. I always say that there is a cost aspect to life that you cannot take away. Don't think that things would come easily for you. There is a price to pay. Diligence, hard work, commitment. And those are hard words to come across today. And I don't know the age group of the people I'm speaking to, but the Gen Z of today, they want this quickly. They don't want to pay the price. They don't want to pay the price of diligence. They don't want to wait and work at themselves to be able to, to be better or to be able to acquire something new. Okay. So long as if you decide that you want to learn an additional language, yes, you can. Yes, it is possible. If you commit to it diligently, bit by bit, you're going to get there before you know it. So for my little experience, as I was telling you, after after working in Ghana for some times, when I got to Benin, because I could speak an additional language, it opened so much door for me. I secured a job. And because I could speak English as a second language for that matter, when it was time to send people in other countries and, and the main language was English, good news, it's only Mylande that could do that. So because of that, I had so much exposure. I traveled to so many countries because I could speak English. Speaking another language will differentiate you and makes you stand out. It will give you career advancement opportunities. It will give you the power to negotiate. And that comes, a story comes in my mind. I remember when I was working, at a point I had some offers. I was based in Benin, but I had some offers on LinkedIn from Abidjan to take up a position in there. It was a regional position and all that. And the salary was quite good. And where I was working at OMA, the salary was not that up to the new offer that they were making. They were offering me at Abidjan. So what did I do? I had to be smart. I went on, I negotiated everything with this new companies that wanted me in Abidjan. We agreed on the salary and everything, and I took that on the table because I loved so much the company I was working with. Why? Because the vision, the mind, where they were going, kind of resonated with me. So I didn't want to leave them, but I used the fact that I had another offer, and knowing that I was kind of indispensable in that work because I could speak English and they needed me so much, I used that second offer to be able to negotiate a higher pay with them. And that worked for me. When I sent them the offer and I showed them the offer, I just walked into my boss office. I said, look, I have a bad news and a good news. The bad news is that this is very tempting. The good news is that this is very tempting. This is what they are offering me. I'm not hiding it to you. I'm really considering it because this, I have come to a stage in my life whereby, I had kids then, I was married and everything. I wanted to offer my children, a kind of life and everything. So guess what? They agreed, and even the pay that I was able to negotiate was higher than that of Abidjan. Why? Because I made myself, I could speak another language, and then they needed me. So definitely speaking another language would offer you career advancement opportunities. Also, speaking another language will help you build better relationship. The world is a global market. Some of you have friends elsewhere and everything. Maybe the reason why some of you have not been able to interact with some people in France, for instance, is because French is a barrier. Maybe you need to consider learning French so that you would help you build better relationship. And the world in which we live today is all about connectivity. It's all about connection. It's all about relationship. Is all about relationship. If you see the businesses that are standing out today, is on the platform of relationship. It's a platform of connection. They are selling relationship. They are selling connection. Uber, Facebook, LinkedIn. Everybody is selling connections, relationships. So it's a good thing to learn an additional language. Learning an additional language will also boost your self-confidence. There is nothing like I can speak French, I can speak English, I can speak Mandarin. Wherever you go, you know that you'll be able to speak and negotiate yourself out. I'm not afraid to travel to anywhere because I know I can speak English, I know I can speak French. And I mean, with those two languages, I can go anywhere and I will be able to do whatever I want to do. So speaking an additional language also will improve your problem-solving skills. It is said that when you speak two languages, you think faster. It increases your memory and attention span. It helps you to be able to multitask. I love multitasking. I'm running not one company, but I'm running 3 companies at the same time. I love that. I love doing that. So I believe that one of the things that contributed towards that also is my ability to speak 2 languages, because when you speak 2 languages, you think faster. All right. So those are the few tips that I want to share with you tonight. I want to believe that, I mean, there would be, you would take, you take note of that, and you will commit to working on yourself. You will commit to making sure that you develop the right kind of mind, the right mindset. You will sit down to rethink your skill set, that you would convince yourself that nothing is impossible. It doesn't matter where you are today and what you want to do for yourself. It is still very much possible. It just requires a bit of sacrifice, a bit of commitment, a bit of diligence, and you're sure to seize every opportunity that might come your way. Thank you very much.
Amazing. Thank you very much, too. I was actually picking notes as you were sharing with us. I think some people would have a few questions. So if you have any question, kindly drop it in the chat session and then we'll read it out. But I also have a question for you.
Yeah.
In light of preparing your mind and sitting down to reflect on what you want to achieve in life,
Yeah.
how do you handle obstacles as in terms of positioning yourself? Because sometimes opportunities will come, and some opportunities will come with some challenges and obstacles. So how do you handle that as an individual?
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Awute. The first thing, that is why I said, and the first thing that I said is your mindset. There is so much that happens in the mind, challenges and problems. Let me submit it to you that they are part of life. Bad things happen around us, and so many things happen around us. Okay, so everybody has to be able to train his mind to to believe that regardless of what happens around me, okay, I can still make it. Challenges would come, but challenges should not stop you. This is how I see challenges. Challenges are actually stepping stones. If you know any challenge that you are able to overcome, it takes you a step higher. When I did this, there are certain things that I didn't tell you from my personal story, but the road was not easy. I came to Ghana as an expat. All right. And when you are in Ghana as an expat, everything is paid for. Your bill is paid for. You have a car, you have a house, everything is paid for. But then when I decided to move on, and there was a bit of tragedy about it, which I don't want to expose tonight, but when I left that season of everything is paid for and I have to start afresh with nothing, there is so much comfort in being paid every month, where you know that your dollars are going to hit your account, and you have everything planned out, your vacation with your kids and your husband and everything. And then all of a sudden, all those things stop. Is a big challenge. If you don't take care and your mind is not strengthened enough, you would give up. In fact, the easiest solution was for me to pack my things and just go back to Benin, where I have my comfort. But stay in Ghana, believing that God has called me here for a purpose, and focusing on it and going through the pain of losing virtually everything to start afresh. I was able to conquer that because, first of all, in my mind, I know that everything is possible, that challenges will not cause me to back out, but challenges would force me to go ahead. Unless you go ahead, you can't see what is on the other side. So yes, Mr. Ute, challenges would come, and challenges comes to everybody. In fact, life is fashioned in such a way that whether you like it or not, challenges would come. We were all excited to see 2020, but we did not know that embedded in 2020 was COVID-19. And I can still tell you that COVID-19 made people billionaires in dollars. How? Many people were not scared of COVID-19, but when COVID-19 hit, okay, how do I adapt and how do I live with COVID-19 and still make it? And that's the kind of mindset that we have to that we have to develop. Everybody, if you're listening to me, the most precious thing that you have is your mind. If anybody wants to get to you and has your mind, you are doomed, you are finished. That's why, you know, negative thought will always invade you to render you powerless. But you have to believe that regardless of what happens, I can still make it. I can still get to my destination. Good.
Great. That's actually great. And I must say, thank you so much for that. There's another question actually from Abdul Rahman Bukhari. Abdul Rahman Bukhari. I think there's another question from Abdul Rahman Bukhari. I believe Abdul is someone from outside Ghana, though. And he's saying that when you speak two languages, you think faster. Ma'am, how did you arrive at this? Is it applicable to everyone?
I would say yes, it's applicable to everyone if you can speak, because just think, when you speak in one language, okay, you thinking when you speak in one language, but when you're speaking another, when you have an additional language, it demands, you know, it demands, when you're speaking in French and you want to speak English, it demands more of you. You know, it demands more of your mind, more of your brain power. So people, if you're learning a second language, you know what I'm talking about, because when you speak in French, you want to speak another language, it's a totally different way of speaking altogether that you still have to bring out. So it kind of works you up to be faster in everything. So it is applicable to everybody. When you learn an additional language, it helps you to think faster. You're kind of ahead of the person that speak only one language, and it's proven scientifically as well.
Oh, amazing, amazing. Abdul Rahman has a follow-up question. He says, I've studied French at the university level in Ghana. It was a minor, although my problem now is the speaking. What advice would you offer me to build on this? So he has actually learned French at the university as a minor, but he has challenges with regards to speaking. So what advice will you give to Abdul Rahman?
Okay, so I like what you mentioned, Abdul Rahman. Thank you so much for that question. I love it. I like what you mentioned. You say my problem is now the speaking. So can I ask you a question? When was the last time you tried to speak French? When was the last time? You can type it. When was the last time?
Yeah, hello, madam.
Yes, my dear.
Yeah. Recently, where I'm working, I think that was just last year, the end of last year, somewhere October 2020. When I disclosed my knowledge in French, my boss also happens to be back. So she wanted to interact with me, but I was actually feeling shy. You know, I've forgotten some of the term, the conjugation and all that. So I'm just feeling shy to speak.
Okay.
And I don't have the confidence in speaking, although I don't have the confidence.
All right. So there are two things. You know, for you to speak a language, for you to speak, you just have to speak. So there's two things. The first thing that you have to overcome is the shyness to speak, or you being afraid to make mistakes. There is no way you can learn something, be it French or any other thing, without making mistakes. Mistakes are actually the evidence that you're learning. So you shouldn't shy away from making mistake or from you sounding funny because you're speaking. All right. So for you to speak any language, you just have to speak it. Mistake, just imagine how children around us learn how to speak a language. We all made so many huge mistakes, you know, but it didn't stop us from still trying and then say whatever we want to say. So long as daddy and mommy heard us, then we were good to go. But as an adult, now you are afraid that people might laugh at me. Maybe I have a girlfriend somewhere, she's looking at me and I want to, I want to be able to speak correctly and everything. But the truth is that for you to learn, for you to speak, you just have to speak. Don't worry so much about the mistake, And the second thing that I want to tell you is that anything that you want so bad, you have to be strategic about it. So I'm just, it makes me to laugh when people say, I want to learn, I study French, but I'm not speaking. Why? You're not speaking because you have not been strategic. For you to speak, you just have to speak. So the first thing is I need to get friends around me that speak the language with whom I will be able to practice. I spoke about you defining what you want because you know that French is dear to you, you want to learn that language. Then the next course of action is that who do I speak with? Who do I practice with? And all that. So, and there are so many Francophones in Ghana, so many Francophones in Ghana that you can connect with, whether on LinkedIn, whether on Facebook, blah, 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 you could get friends to speak with. So please don't be afraid to speak. Speak with a mistake, speak with with all the errors. And then as you do so, you're going to definitely get people around you that would correct you, or if you have to get a French pal that will correct you, please don't hesitate to do it. The most important thing is be speaking. The last time you spoke was in October 2020, and we are in February 2021. No, you have to at least once a day, you have to speak with someone. Okay, if you do that, even without going to any classes further, I'm telling you, by the end of this year, you'll be amazed your progress in French. And that is how it is about any language. Speaking is just speaking, which means you get people that you can speak with. Okay, thank you.
Amazing. It reminds me of the fact that consistent practice actually brings perfection. And
Exactly.
that is very true. So, Abdul Rahman, I hope you've picked something from this. Just practice, speak. Even if you make mistakes, just do it. Be like,
don't worry, just speak. Speak.
Yes. Someone, I think Yahuza was passing a comment. I thought it was a question actually. Yes, yes. And that was amazing there. Talking about the brain and how it's like a spring, it's extendable and
exactly.
it comes with conscious systems to put through new tasks. And that's a great input from Yahuza.
Yeah.
I have another question that was sent to me privately. And this person is asking, so
Yeah.
in case I want to learn how to speak, but I'm not in the position to practice with people around me. How do I get such people? Maybe I don't have anyone around me who can speak French or maybe another language which I'm trying to learn. How do I practice? Do I use the internet to practice what I already know or what? So that's a question from someone.
Okay, so if you don't have people around you, okay, get people to speak with. Okay, sometimes I like telling people that it is not so much about, opportunities would come to you. Whatever you think about, whatever you desire, things externally would align for you to accomplish what you desire. Sometimes we worry so much about the how of things or who and who, but your own baby first is to desire that thing. The moment you desire, you would get people around you to speak with. You would, you go to church, you go to supermarket. It's not that you are close, you are in your room all by yourself, you're not going out at all. You meet people, I'm sure you interact with people and all that. Things are going to work, you're going to bump into a French speaking person. But if you don't have it in mind, if it's not a burning desire, it's not going to happen. So that's the first thing. So don't settle with the fact that I don't have anybody around me, it is not possible, blah, blah, blah. No. If you have the burning desire, one, things are going to align in your favor. You will, one of these days, bump into a French-speaking person. That could be a power that you would speak, that you will practice with. The other thing that you could do is also enroll into a language school, for instance, for assistant. Definitely, if you make that step further to go into a language school, you're going to meet other people. You're going to meet other people that maybe speak the language already, with whom you're going to practice. All right. So there is never, nothing is impossible. So long as you desire it and is a burning desire, definitely you will get people. So the extra, that step that you could take is maybe enrolling into a language school with the purpose of you meeting other people, taking few classes, but with the purpose of meeting other people that you'll be able to practice with. Okay.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Going the extra mile, and that is something that as young leaders we need to cultivate, because if you don't go the extra mile, you wouldn't discover what you are capable of doing outside your comfort zone. Yes,
Yeah.
outside your comfort zone, and that's something that I also resonate with, going the extra mile, and it's a great thing which we can all emulate. But it's really amazing how you are very fluent in English language and fluent in French as well. How did you do it? Like, what's the secret? Please.
Okay, it's exactly what I have submitted to you so far. I did exactly what I shared with you tonight is my personal blueprint or how I made it. Tell you. So the first thing is that I was very strategic about what I wanted. Okay, I don't take no for an answer. I know exactly what I want out of this life. So when I completed with my A level, that was back in Benin in 2000. I decided that I wanted to speak English. I wanted to learn English. So the first option for me was to go to UK. And I think doing the process and everything, I realized that I would like spend another year in Benin before. And I didn't want to waste a year doing nothing. So I decided to come to Ghana, which was closest to Benin. So when I came here, I was very strategic. I came here to learn English. So what did I do? I decided, because there's so many, Ghana is so populated with francophone people, and I got that information before I made my researches, and I knew I had friends that were here before me and everything. So I decided not to associate with any French-speaking person. I purposely decided to rent my small room, chamber and hall, in a Ghanaian home. So I stayed within a Ghanaian home, and there was no French person around me, and I couldn't speak English then. So I was forced to speak. I remember those days. I would crack my brains. I would take my dictionary, go through it, and say one word and say this, align some sentences. It was so much funny. And sometimes they will laugh at me, and then they will correct me. And gradually, I had someone, as Yas said something, said that your brain is like a spring. It is very much true. It's extendable. Anything that you want the brain to learn and master, the brain can do exactly that, if only you commit, if only you're strategic, and you know how. Why a lot of people miss it or don't achieve what they want to achieve is because they're not strategic, and they don't take the right action to be able to, to push them in whatever they want to do, accomplish for themselves. So that is exactly what I did, Mr. Awute. I decided not to. I stayed in Ghana for about 3 to 4 years without any Francophone contact. I was only speaking English every day and practicing, taking my lectures. Everything was in English, and I was cracking my brain, committing to my studies and all that. And that is what I did. When I finished with my studies, I decided to stay and work here to be able to acquire some experiences. All those decisions were strategic. I wanted to further practice. I wanted to have a fair mastery of the language before I go back. So a lot about strategy and surrounding yourself with people that would able to fuel and support what you want to achieve. So that's what I did.
Thank you very much. I see Abdul Rahman's hand up again. Abdul Rahman, do you have any submission? Hello,
Yeah,
Abdul. Yes.
yeah, yeah. Looking at the profile of mom, it seems she, in fact, is outstanding. And what I want to inquire about is how did she manage uh, family life with that of corporate life? How well was he positioned to take a balance between the two? In fact, it's not easy for our ladies, especially when it comes to raising the children. It's not easy. So how is he able to manage the two? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm very familiar with that question because I have it all the time. And okay, so thank you so much for that question, Abdul Rahman. And to be honest with you, it is not easy. To be honest with you, it's not easy. But then I like using the word strategy because you have to be strategic about everything that you want. So as I said, very early in my life, I decided what I wanted. If you look, I like introducing myself, first of all, as a wife, because I wanted to be a wife. You know, I desired to be a wife. I wanted to be married. Okay, so I decided to be a mother because I wanted to be a mother. I wanted to be an entrepreneur and all that. So those are things that I desired. Now, when you desire something, you also want to make sure that you devise the right strategy, the right support system to be able to do it well. You know, because I don't just want to be a wife, but I want to get married and stay married and enjoy my marriage. I wanted all that together. I wanted to be a mother, raise kids that, you know, that love God, that would be responsible citizen. I wanted that. I wanted to be an entrepreneur, you know, that is able to inspire other people. I wanted to do that. So all the things that I desire that you see maybe on my profile are things that I desired. So I sat down and really thought about how I wanted to make those things work. So this is my personal strategy. In my life, there are priorities. First person is God. I don't play with God. My husband is a pastor. I God comes first because without him, I wouldn't be sitting and talking with you today. He first. And second is my family. I don't joke with my family, which means that for my 24 hours, they are carefully planned. I have a time for my husband, have a time for my kids, and have a time for work. Along the line, obviously, when I was working, it was, should I say easier? No, I had a support system around me because my job was very much demanding. My husband's job at that time was less demanding, so we agreed on how we wanted to run our home so that career and other, you know, opportunities would not, you know, would not have an impact, a negative impact on our union, on our marriage and all that. So we agreed on how to do it. Obviously, my husband allowed me to fly. He allowed me to go, and he sacrificed a bit of time to be more present in the house with the kids. At the point now is no longer the same. At the point it changed. When I left job, I was more with the kids and he was focused on ministry and everything. Now it's like both of us are kind of making time with the kids, you know, and doing what we have. Since we work together because we have businesses together, the ministry, we are inside together. So now it's kind of, we adjust our time to be there, spend time together as husband and wife, but also make time for kids for the kids and all that. But with all that, I can't be everywhere at the same time. So I have a support system. Support system as in I have people in the house that help me, you know, because sometimes I'm not always there, maybe to fix dinner in the evening or something. So I have somebody that supports me with that helps me when I'm not there, you know, to be able to do that. So it's all about, you know, strategizing and knowing your priority, knowing when to what to prioritize above other things and all that. So with the right support system, is very much possible to be able to achieve that balance. And that's exactly what I'm doing. You know, there are some days like Sunday evening, for instance, yeah, not for this program after church. I do nothing on Sunday evening. It's family with the kids, with my husband. We have lunch together, we take a nap, and then we watch a nice movie or we go out together as a family. We make sure this quality time with the kids together as a family is there. So our Sunday evening is sacred. I don't do anything, no work, no phone call, nothing. My phone's sometimes I don't even pick certain calls. Why? Because it's devoted to my family, because I know that from Monday is going to be work, and all that. They will be in school and blah, blah. So that's how I organize my time.
Oh, great, great. Thank you so much. And you spending this time with us is even a sign of your dedication to impacting knowledge to us. You could have been with family, but you decided to share this quality time with us as well. So we are actually privileged to enjoy this time. Thank you so much.
Thank
And
you, too.
that was a great question from Raman as well.
Yeah, yeah,
I think time is not on our side
yeah.
now, as we would have to come to an end of the whole talk session. But I
Yeah.
must say that it was a quality time and we have really benefited from this. Thank you so much, Mom.
Thank you,
And
too.
yeah, Florence is also saying thank you for the sacrifice, because instead of, you could have been with family, but you are with us. And it shows how dedicated you are to helping people, to putting in your best to bring out great stuff from individuals. And on behalf of the global young leaders and career development, we say thank you for this time spent with us. And we would look forward to another time with you, maybe a physical event where maybe in that physical event you would share insights with us. And we look forward to having you again, because you've been.
It's been my pleasure.
Do you have is there any key giveaways for members of DRLCD, if there's any key giveaways, or
Why not? Because one of the ventures that I run is Pleroma Academy. Pleroma Academy is a social enterprise. We are into education. We teach languages as well. Why? Because language has done so much for me, and I think I'm building other people to be able also to speak at least two languages. So we offer French, English courses, French courses, Mandarin as well to the public and all that. So I would be give 10%, 15, yeah, let's say 15% off my fees for anybody that wants to enroll with us for a French course, whether online or physical. I would be my pleasure to give you guys 15%.
okay, okay. So would you want to drop your handle, maybe your social media handle, and how we can reach you, and so that, please, I think we are privileged tonight, because for we are get how do I say it? GRLCD has got this opportunity from Madam, and 15% discount is an amazing package. So if you she drop, good. So that there it is. So anyone interested can, hey Abdurrahman, 15, oh not 50. 50 there is 15, yes. So that's the email there, and then the contact has been shared. So anyone interested can reach out the to them, and once you are identified with GYLCD, you come you attract that discount as well. So Abdurrahman, I hope you've actually, because I know you are really interested in this, to build your skill and actually leverage on your language skill and get to meet people, to speak with them, and be more confident in the language. So I think there's a great opportunity for you as well. Isn't URLCD privileged? Because who would give this? Like, yes, we are really really privileged to get this. So those interested, you can reach out and you good. So I think I also drop. So please, madam, your social media handle, if aside this,
You
so that
follow us on, we on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. In fact, on YouTube, we have amazing content for anybody that wants to speak French under Pleroma Academy. So on YouTube, we have Pleroma Academy TV. We have Tuesday that are conversational audios that you can listen to in various aspects. We have like the conversation that happens at the workplace. We have series of conversation on our YouTube. So you can go there, enjoy the content that is there. Facebook, you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram as well, Twitter, everywhere, Pleroma Academy. Follow us. We have interesting content that we post, how we do things at Pleroma Academy. You can follow us on those handles. Yeah.
thank you so much. Thank you so much. And unfortunately, we are coming to an end. And tonight has been a great one. Those who joined from Nigeria and other countries, I believe you've also benefited from this, learned a lot from this actually. We are grateful to our speaker once again, because these insights come in very handy. And once again, on behalf of the Roma Academy, I say a big thank you to Madame Mylande ODJO for this
Thank you too.
wonderful session. So, to all members, I believe we've had a wonderful time. So, just share with me your impression. I hope you've learned something, you've benefited from this actually. And aside learning, we're privileged to even get a discount from here as well. So just let me know your impression. Yes. So to everyone who joined, I say thank you for spending time to learn, and we have another session next week, same time. I believe I believe whatever we are learning as an organization is actually a privilege which we need to embrace and put into practice, because this is an investment which you should embrace. And once you learn from our seasoned speakers, it's imperative that you work on them, you act on them, so that
Okay.
wherever you find yourself, you are well positioned to. Knowledge is important. Knowledge with action actually puts you on another pedestal to embrace further opportunities. And I thank you all for joining. Tell a friend to tell another friend. We are in the business of building young leaders to impact their societies, to cause change wherever they find themselves. So it's been great having you all on this call, and I believe we can. So those who have not joined GYLCD, I can drop the link here so that you join. If you're not a member, you can join and benefit from such privileges, such opportunities. So I'll drop the link before we end the call. Yes, so I'm dropping the link in the chat box. Yes. So if you're not a member, or if you've not joined GYLCD, just fill the form, and once you're done filling the form, we'll add you to our WhatsApp group so you get to benefit from other opportunities. So thank you all once again, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Danielle, Quay, Florence, Mabel, hey, Mr. Galaxy A21. Yes. Have a good evening, everyone, and do research. Believe you all benefited greatly from it, and have a lovely evening. So next week, do all to invite a friend to join. You don't want to eat in from this alone. Just invite someone to come to this party. We call it a party because we are learning and it's benefiting us. So just invite a friend to also benefit from the party. Yes. So have a lovely evening, and I will be ending